And it's time! Maelstrom Wanderer, Cascade, Cascade. Yeah, cast Stormcrow. And cast Colossal Dreadmaw.
Today on Commander Replay, we play a Maelstrom Wanderer deck that's guaranteed to hit Colossal Dreadmaw and Stormcrow. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's two great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're playing Maelstrom Wanderer, Colossal Dreadmaw. This is Game 3, and let me get you caught up on how Games 1 and 2 went. Game 1, Armageddon. Game 2, we got a couple pokes in with Stormcrow, but there were two mono black decks at the table that were significantly stronger than what we were doing, so it wasn't really worth it after that point. Anyway, back to Game 3, let's take a look at our opening hand. This is a ramp land, but it's not a great one. I should probably keep this, but I'm going to mulligan. This I like better. It's got card draw, a creature land, and depletion land right here. So we'll go ahead and keep that one. We'll keep this one. Play the depletion land and pass like that. So yeah, this is a Maelstrom Wanderer deck trying to find Colossal Dreadmaw and Stormcrow. There are 91 lands in the deck, and Stormcrow and Colossal Dreadmaw are the only two things we can hit off of the Cascade. There are a couple spells at 8 that could potentially help us win the game. Actually, I think I want to add Treasure Cruise in here, too. I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, we should just add it. Treasure Cruise. Things with Delve are going to be very helpful. What's the other one? Dig Through Time. I'll figure out some stuff to cut later. There's a Flooded Strand. We will play the Wandering Fumarole. We don't want to tap that out. That loses mana when you tap that one out. Should have thought about that. Whoops. So, most ideally, we'd like to find one of our storage lands. There's only 2 in the deck, but those can get us to 8 mana a lot quicker than basically anything else. Like another ramp land of any sort would also be helpful. Ancient Tomb, Myriad Landscape. Taking a Scry 2 with the castle is probably going to be a pretty good idea also. Although, before we do that, maybe we want to get some of these out of the hand. Ring of Valkus. Yep. Soul Ring for opponent. There's a Triome. The Triome is an island. Okay, that means we can get the castle. Yeah, let's play the Triome. Graveborn Muse for opponent. There's one I haven't seen in a long time. Opponent is playing the Necrobloom. Landfall, whenever a land enters, make an 0/1 plant. If you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie instead. Land cards in your graveyard have Dredge 2. Yeah. Lands decks are always scary. This is supposed to be a low power game, so hopefully it's not that, but it's a lands deck, so it's probably that. Unless they're doing a Plants and Zombies theme, in which case we might be okay. I guess that's kind of what's up. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. In the middle here, we've got Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. Deals combat damage to a player, you get that many additional upkeeps after this phase. I have not seen this one in action. I bet that's silly, though. Okay, Ring of Valkus makes sense with that. Okay. And our other opponent is Asika, God of the Tree, Prismatic Bridge. Sanctum Weaver is a very powerful card. We draw another one. So if we play this now, we're on 4 mana right now. If we play this one, that'll put us on like 6. Ooh, okay. I think I'm going to play the castle, though. And we'll get a Scry right here. Just to make sure we don't draw anything we're not supposed to. That one can draw cards. That's not the worst. It does require Threshold, though, which we're very far away from. So, in this case, I think we just put 2 to the bottom. Either of these are particularly exciting. And we pass like that. Graveborn Muse. Wayward Servant. Undead Augur. Yep, appears to be a zombie-themed deck. Wayward Servant, it's going to ding us. Do need to make sure we have all of our colors. Blue, red. Okay, yeah, we're good on colors. The thing we do need to think about also is that there's a triple blue, a triple red, and a triple green cost in the deck. Looks like triple blue is covered. Triple red is close. Triple green's a little far away still. Ring of Valkus trigger. No, nothing doing. Sword of the Animus for opponent. Faithbound Judge, Defender Flying Vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Faithbound Judge has 2 or fewer judgment counters on it, put a judgment counter on it. As long as it has 3 or more, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. It has Disturb. Enchant player at the beginning of upkeep, put a judgment counter on Sinner's Judgment. Then if there are 3 or more, enchanted player loses the game. If Sinner's Judgment will be put from graveyard from anywhere, exile it. Fun. Back to our turn. Mystifying Maze could potentially help us stay safe when that becomes relevant. But let's get the ramp land like we talked about here, the depletion land. Hickory Woodlot. Yeah, nothing else really doing here, so pass like that. We don't want to burn the last counter on this thing, so. Graveborn Muse. So, I mean, I guess the thing is we don't want this to die. If it stays in play, they can't do the lose the game thing, which is cool. But if they do it to someone else, that's not the end of the world. Sort of depends on how threatening. And we could look a little bit threatening, depending on how this next turn cycle goes. Because the zombies aren't all that threatening yet. They are gaining a lot of life and drawing cards, though. So there is that. You know, if they're smart, they'll be more threatening, but our deck will have bigger creatures that look scary. And opponents will assume that there is a follow-up when there really isn't. Life from the Loam, getting back a land. Cemetery Reaper, cool card. Ran that in my standard deck back in the day. Never got to activate the ability all that much, so it was kind of win more based on how that standard went, but every once in a long while it'd become relevant. The Anthem was nice, though. I was playing blue-black zombies, love that deck. Still have it mostly assembled somewhere, but that was one of my favorite standard decks. Really won a lot of prize packs with that one. Everyone was still on blue-white Snapcaster, and blue-black zombies just shredded blue-white Snapcaster at that point. Opponent's going to do a little attack in 2 into us. Yeah, we're going to feel that. Well, the surprise is going to be on them, because they're about to get attacked back. Silent Arbiter. Oh, no. Oh, no. We can only attack with 1. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, Dreadmaw will probably be the biggest thing on board, so why not, right? Faithbound Judge. Gets a counter. Curse of Exhaustion on the zombie player. Nice. Nice. That should get some bad blood going. Heliod's Pilgrim. Search for an aura, put it in your hand. There's an island. Let's play the Mystifying Maze. And it's time! This is going to be the earliest I've cast this in all of the games. Turn 6, so we're 2 turns ahead of schedule. Love that. Oh god, got to make red mana. Maelstrom Wanderer, Cascade, Cascade! Here we go. It's only taken 3 games to get this far. Actually, yeah, we haven't even actually cast Maelstrom Wanderer up to this point. Had the chance to in the first game, but it wasn't going to do anything on the board. We really had a hope for like a board wipe, and that didn't happen. So, yeah, cast Stormcrow and cast Colossal Dreadmaw. Say GG to our opponents, and we'll attack the zombie player with the Dreadmaw. Opponent's going to block with the Stitcher, yep. Luckily, Dreadmaw's got Trample. Trample and Haste. We'll Trample over for 4. Any damage we can put on there is going to be good because of the Greyborn Muse, so they'll be losing a lot of life, and it's the type of thing that like can get out of control if they don't do anything about it. I mean, I guess they're gaining some life back here or there, I think, with the... That one gains them life. That one loses them more life. So, yeah, you know, again, putting damage on the mono-black deck... Well, I guess they're not mono-black, but the zombies deck is... their life could drop fairly quickly, all things considered. Yeah, opponent's down to 27 already, right? So, you know, another Dreadmaw. Ooh, that's going to make it less fun. Death Baron. Skeletons and zombies have Death Touch. And another trigger there. Yep. Ooh, opponent's got the Curse of Exhaustion on them, so they can only cast 1 spell a turn. That's a one-sided rule of law. You know, maybe I should run this card more. Because it's like, in many games, there's one player who's very far ahead, and you want that player to not do all of the things. And, you know, it's a reasonable way to do that. You lose a bit of tempo yourself trying to cast this for 4. So, you know, that's a concern. But if it's slowing down the, like, usually what is the Simic player at the table... Yeah, maybe this card deserves another look. They're going to send this over to the player that has cursed them. Yep. Oh, that's risky. Opponent's going to block with the Faithbound Judge and the Pilgrim, which will kill the Graveborn Muse. So the interesting conundrum there is that, like, changing their mind, maybe? Are they just going to let this thing die? So, like, you know, this thing's interesting because, like, yeah, they draw a lot of cards, but if they can only cast 1 spell a turn... Okay, yeah, they're going to leave it alive, because, like, this is doing a lot of damage to opponent, right? Like, this really cuts down the amount of damage that we need to do. I'll tell you what, though, losing this land hurts. Ouch. I should put Cradle in the deck, now that I'm thinking about it. Because then you could tap this for regular mana. Roaming Throne for opponent, that's interesting. Chosen creature is Ogre. Okay, their commander is an Ogre, that makes sense. Agent of Erebos. Which one's this? Exile the Graveyard, okay. That'll be strong against the zombies player. Yeah, they've got a bit in their graveyard already, too. It could be annoying for us. We do have Delve cards in our deck. But yeah, they're just going to go straight over there with it. That's fine. Spear of Heliod. That could be bad if they have mana later in the game. Yeah, hits our land. It's unfortunate. I guess there's only 1 Delve spell in the deck as of right now. The other ones I added after this game started, I think. So, Sheltered Thicket can cycle. Let's play the Rogue's Passage. And let's make our Dreadmaw unblockable into the zombie's opponent. I know we could be getting one more damage with the Maelstrom Wanderer and commander damage at that, but, you know, we're here to play Colossal Dreadmaw. And Stormcrow. Opponent's down to 22. I mean, this is going to put him down to what, like 16 probably? And still, they can only cast one spell. Down to 17. So, like, even if it's a board wipe, I mean, it's not great if it is, because also, yeah, we lost some lands to get to where we are, but it wouldn't be great, but there is some idea of just, like, recast Wanderer and swing, although, yeah, 10 mana might be a lot to ask. Yeah, maybe we don't want that board wipe. I think we're better off without the board wipe. Ooh, Machaeus. Yeah, I mean, that's why we've been attacking them all game. That's a pretty good one. So now they're protected against the board wipe, which in some sense mean that, like, if that's out, then you probably just don't play the board wipe. You know, we'll see if opponents want to get some damage in over there. We go down to 29. Ooh, opponent played an Urborg. Nice. This is good, actually. So now we can tap this for mana without losing the depletion counters. That is good. That's going to be a good thing for us. Well, we're going to send a 6/6 over to the Asika opponent. They're just going to block with the Pilgrim. Opponent has not found red mana at all. They have the Sword of the Animus, so I'd imagine they probably try to attack somewhere. But they would have to give up a creature that they probably want. Kami of the Crescent Moon. That's spicy. Yeah, we'll take card draw in any shape or form, because now, for us, we want to try to get to our finishers. And in our case, the finishers are Temporal Trespass, Decree of Savagery, Clone Legion. That one's going to be... Well, we do have haste, but we can't attack with... Yeah, Insurrection, not going to be great with the Silent Arbiter. Praetor's Council to get our stuff back. So, you know, maybe the take an extra turn one's probably the best. These two, Decree of Savagery or Temporal Trespass, would be the best bets to draw into. This is a zombie or it's a human? Also a zombie. Yep. 6 zombies by my count. They're getting down there. Tameshi Reality Architect. Whenever one or more non-creature permanents are returned to hand, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Return a land you control to its hand. Return a target artifact or enchantment card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. I would not be thrilled if they put the disturb... Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting the disturbed thing on us. I mean, now we gotta go after them, right? Because besides use a card that could get us out of that, that would actually be a nice pickup. I mean, or do we stay on the zombies? Because there is a Machaeus on the board. It's kind of a big problem. Field of the Dead is interesting. Labyrinth of Skophos. Okay, getting more maze lands. Not super relevant with the Silent Arbiter in play, so I think we go Field of the Dead here. Yep, there's a trigger. We're gonna Rogue's Passage the Colossal Dreadmaw. Can't be blocked, send it in. Was this 18 with the Dreadmaw so far? I mean, that's more than I could have hoped, honestly. Past like that, opponent's down to 12. Yeah, and this is gonna put him to single digits. We do need to discard to hand size. I guess we can just get rid of an island. There is a world in which we could win this game. It's still a bit of a long shot at the moment. The biggest thing is getting this off of ourselves. If we do that, we actually were probably in an okay spot, because both of these opponents haven't done well with their mana. Opponent goes up to 15 cards. Wow. Still can only cast one spell. If they have like an Ugin or something, I mean, you have to drop it. That'd be terrible for us, but it would get the Sinner's Judgment off. But we would lose our 2 main creatures here, and that wouldn't be good. Probably not playing Ugin in a zombies deck, though, because of the reanimation. All is dust, maybe? I mean, I keep forgetting it's not mono black. It is... Yeah, I mean, they could have a Farewell in there. That'd be disgusting. Austere Command. Zombie Master? Okay. That's their one spell. So, I mean, we can just leave them now. They should just die to the Greyborn Muse. Beautiful. So we can get to work on the other opponent. I think for us, the biggest thing is we need to get rid of Silent Arbiter. Well, I guess we get rid of that first, because then we buy ourselves a lot of time. But either that or the Arbiter going down would be super helpful for us. Opponent's going to send the 7/7 over to Lord Gunther. Opponent scoops. Yeah, I mean, I guess they just die on their turn. So there's that. But importantly, this player did take that hit for 7, which does cut down our distance quite a bit. It's still not the most ideal. We would need to find some damage somewhere. I'm going to set a Diabolic Tutor, huh? That's interesting. What manner of awfulness could that be? Was it the mountain? Did they go for the... They might have gone for the mountain with that. And if they did, that's a huge break for us. Yeah, we're going to get the first counter on that thing. Hopefully they don't have any, like, proliferate or anything stupid like that. Ooh, opponent's going to start to have more and more mana because of the Sanctum Weaver now. That's not going to be good. Sphere of Safety. Yeah, that's a bad time. Ooh, that's going to make it tough. Exiles the other player's graveyard. Because now it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra to attack. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so because it's going to be that much extra to attack, I mean, we need to find the little bit of removal that we have. So, Quest Range Secrets, yep, 1 higher now. Could maybe hope on some bounce from the other opponent, but seems unlikely. We're going to get exiled. Yeah, it really does feel like the pressure's on with this thing. It's kind of interesting. Because it isn't super quick. Not without Proliferate anyway, but it is just scary. And like, you know, we can't take our time trying to get there like we would be able to otherwise. So first thing we're going to do on our upkeep here, we're going to scry 2. 2 lands that aren't particularly helpful, put to the bottom. Another land that's not the most helpful. And a Dust Bowl. I mean, Dust Bowl's interesting in that we could, like, pop all of opponents' lands. That's a thing. That is a thing. Maybe we don't show them that just yet. We're gonna take one more turn before we start doing that. Use this thing, Field of the Dead, scry 1. Get 2 encampment is just, nope. Put to the bottom. Cycle the Sheltered Thicket. Oh no. Oh no, the player with Urborg left. Okay, yeah, don't cycle that. Not worth losing the land. Yeah, I mean, we can't attack in over there, so I guess we just... Actually, if we send this in here, I mean, there's some chance that opponent blocks this thing. Maybe gives up the Arbiter. I don't know. At this point, I don't know that that does that much, but... they go down to 20. Pass like that. Discard a fetch. Kami. Yeah, if opponent wanted to start blowing some enchantments up, that'd be great. Grixis, not known for their enchantment killing, but I would actually even take a Rift in this moment. It wouldn't be the worst thing. Obeka. Yep. Oh yeah, Kami seems real good with that. I see where this is going. Sword. No attacks. Interesting. I mean, I guess, yeah, Menace. Yeah, we have too many bodies. Well, you can't block with more than... Oh, yeah. They just missed an attack. Because with Menace in the Silent Arbiter, nothing can block. Satyr Enchanter. Yep. Curse of the Nightly Hunt on opponent. Creatures enchanted player controls attack if able. I hope that doesn't crash the game. Because you have this and you have this, and I'm hoping the game can handle that. I do think we need to scry again this turn, because, yeah, like, so, if we can get this off of ourselves, we can, you know, try to start thinking about longer-term strategies, but we'll literally die next turn if we don't do anything about it, so. Unfortunately, plus, yeah, I mean, we're not going to have the mana. They have too many enchantments to attack in. Yeah, we're going to need a really big draw. Scry 2. Nope, those aren't it. Bottom. Ash Barrens is not it. Command Tower is also not it. So next thing is cycle this. Another cycling land. That's probably not going to get it done, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, we can Tectonic Edge a land before we die. Might do that. Field of the Dead. Send in the Dreadmaw one last time. One goes down to 14. We need to discard this one, I guess. Ooh, Obeka is going to get a lot bigger. Okay, yeah. It's up to a 4/7 now. They still have the problem of the enchantments. Sphere of Safety. Nightscape Familiar. Padim. Cabal Ritual. Duskmantle Seer. Each player reveals the top card of their library, then loses life equal to the mana value, puts that card into their hand. Other than a few small things in our deck that would, opponent's going to attack now, Sword of the Animus trigger, yep. Ooh, that's an upkeep thing, isn't it? Oh, yeah, okay. There's a chance we're going to look at a few more cards here. Need that beside you off the top. Need that beside you off the top. Yeah, no blocks. Can't block it anyway. How's this work again? You get that many additional upkeeps after this phase. I mean, maybe there's a chance that, like, opponent just draws a bunch of big things and dies. That could happen. 4 damage. Ooh, twice. Okay, so that's 8 upkeeps. Yeah, I mean, opponent could die. Let's see what happens. Duskmantle, Ring of Valkus. I'm just going to auto all this stuff. Insurrection. Ooh, Insurrection's not the one you want to find with that effect. I mean, opponents also have 14. They could, like, die themselves. Land? Ha. There's still a world in which we come out on top of this. It's an off chance, but it could happen. Opponent hit a land and an Archon. Cycle lands. I think opponent's going to kill themselves, I think. Still haven't found Beside You. Hope we have enough mana for Beside You. I don't even know. What's it cost to use? Got 3 mana in the tank. This opponent's not dying at the rate. They had a 7-drop there. Man, they still got so much life, though. Ah, they killed themselves! No! And let me just double check everything. Did not get to where we needed to go. This doesn't seem to... Oh, yeah, there's the trigger. There is the trigger. Yeah, just shoot a land. Couldn't get to the Beside You. Yeah, we're about to lose to a Sinner's Judgment trigger. How many times have you seen that? Down we go. Well, all things considered, we got 24 damage in with Colossal Dreadmaw, and that is more than you can ask for with something like this. So, that's, you know, it would have been nice to not die to the thing, because if we didn't have that on us, we could have just went long, right? Opponent really wasn't doing anything that threatening, so they would have, like, probably outvalued us a bit, but... yeah, like, they weren't being, you know, we had time if we had the Sinister Judgment thing off of us. Do need to cut some cards here. What are we getting rid of? Get to Encampment seems pretty meh. Probably wouldn't actually use this. So, there we go. But anyway, that's the deck. We got to do the thing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
So recently I've been working on a secret project that's really cool, but it's also going to be horrendously expensive to get filmed. So I greatly appreciate anything you guys are able to contribute to the Patreon in order to fund that video, and I hope to be able to share it soon. And of course, thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome.